Play the game, be happy. By Miss Dana Gillespie. Many people ask me how I feel about Sai Baba, now that he is no longer around in his physical form. My response always is that it actually makes no difference since I have always felt so connected to him, especially when I am at home in London. But I am not being completely truthful. There is a small white lie in this answer. Because when I recollect how it felt when he would suddenly appear for darshan, and the music would start, I do miss him. Even though everyone gathered would sometimes be sitting for ages, with legs and back paining, the moment he would walk toward us, everyone's heart would be thumping with anticipation, spirits uplifted, pains recede, and our hearts would overflow with joy. It is impossible to fully express this feeling in words unless one has experienced it personally. When I first visited Prashanti Nilayam about 40 years ago, the yearning for personal attention and to have an audience with Swami was very strong. But having been ignored for over 12 years, I came to accept it and was totally content, as I felt that I was at the right place to learn the things that I needed. All of that changed once I was approached to sing during Swami's 70th birthday celebrations at the Hillview Stadium. I had assumed I would be expected to sing bhajans, but I was informed that instead, Swami wanted me to sing Western songs, so, of course I was elated to obey his instructions. I knew that blues music hadn't really been heard in Prashanti Nilayam, and I have since met some of the audience who were horrified by this music. Up until then, only Indian music was played during celebrations at the ashram, but I surmised that Swami was preparing to open up the world of music to his devotees around the world. It was a wonderful opportunity to share his love and message as a songwriter, and I hoped that this could be conveyed to one and all. I had assumed that I would get the interview I was longing for on the day after the big concert, since everyone told me that typically Swami would call the artists for an interview. But to my disappointment, I got ignored once again. While all other performers were called for interview, I was not included. I sat alone outside feeling ignored and unloved. However, a few months later, as Providence would have it, Swami graciously called me in. What a joy to be accepted at last! In retrospect, I realized that I needed this lesson of being ignored, for I learned that delay is not denial, and that he had planned to teach me this lesson, for everything happens in his timing. Swami always said that it is better not to share personal matters about what happens in the interview room. But there is one thing that I would like to share, because it has a message that everyone can benefit from. Our beloved Swami asked me once if I had any questions for him, as I had always noticed how people came to him with questions that needed answers. But I felt so totally blissed out and happy that I had no questions at all. However, since he asked me, I wanted to ask him a question, and so I asked, Swami, what is the meaning of it all, meaning life and all its ups and downs? Swami just looked at me and said 5 very important words: play the game, be happy. How simple and wonderful are these 5 words, and how important it is to live by this simple instruction, and it is one of the main mottos of my life now. Thank you, Swami, for this and everything else in my life, especially my singing voice. Miss Dana Gillespie.